Mm, we are back and better than ever. That's right. Friday, we just got off of the town hall for JobTread's big announcement with their new AI connection directly to your JobTread account. This is big news. Man, I heard there was over 2,500 people who registered for this thing. And JobTreads are already blowing up. I think they added another 1,000 customers in the last like month or so. They're going like crazy. Now these users get to benefit by blending their operating system into the most powerful AI tools out there, like Claude. Now, boys, we got the Better Boss boys here. We got Johnny. We got Tyler in the house. Now, these guys are in the trenches, right? So anything you guys are doing, they can relate to the max. And what we're talking about, our processes, our workflows, of what we do here at Better Boss. We've always believed in automations. We've always believed in AI. It's built into every process we have. So this is gonna be exciting stuff. So, boys, what did you think? What do you guys think of the big announcement in town hall?
I mean, it's a huge step up from where we were. We always hear, you look through that Facebook, the JobTread pros group. Everyone's kind of mentioned different AI things they're doing. They're asking, "Hey, I'm trying to make my schedule using AI," and now JobTread has put that directly in the system. There's no
Mm,
more, "Hey, is this going to be possible?" It's right in there. As Eric said, he's always built this with AI in mind. And so that's just going to make it that much more of a powerful. That's basic. They built the foundation for AI, and now AI
mm-hmm.
is here. So look out, folks.
Look out!
Yep.
Look out!
Yeah. It was absolutely massive. I mean, it was obvious next step. Like Johnny said in Facebook, you see it every day, all day. Claude, ChatGPT, everyone's talking AI. So it was just obvious, and now it's here. So yeah,
Now it's
excited.
here, man. Well, I'll say a couple of things. First off, you said, Eric mentioned AI was in mind, right? He didn't really say a whole lot, right? I think they knew that they built such a great product already that they wanted to do it right. And I think that's huge with AI, right? So, there's some companies that are coming out that they're just an AI software. There's some that are adding the features, which is great. But you want to do it right. And the MCP is going to allow their users to use it with inside of JobTread really however they want, right? I think that's the kind of the best advantage of it, right? It's not a certain AI feature. There's
Exactly.
flexibility, right? And so it's not going to mess up like a certain aspect of their product, and it's just going to be a layer right on top, which is the ideal
Hmm.
situation, right?
Yeah.
You guys are obviously working with Claude, right? Our favorite AI tool.
Yeah, oh
And
yeah.
they respond. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I hit them up on all their social media pages, a few emails, seeing if they wanted to be partners of any sort. But no response yet. I
No
think they're
response.
busy.
I
Uh,
mean, if there's one person who deserves it, it's you, Nick. You're getting everyone on Claude. So come on in.
oh,
Come on, Anthropic.
I think
Let's
ChatGPT
go.
did that to themselves. It felt like they just kept falling more and more behind. So, what do you think? Do they play well together? Is that kind of the route you go? Do you guys have any tips for people who will start using this once it's released?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. As you said, we have been using AI to help with what we do in our implementations. But I think what you said about how Eric made this is going to be just that more. You got to build the foundation. You don't start with AI. You use AI to help what you've already built. So you don't just,
Mm,
say, make a kitchen budget if it doesn't have any idea of how you've
Hmm.
done kitchen budgets in the before, how, if you wanted to make a schedule, you got to give it some sort of something. It's smart. It knows things. If you said make a kitchen building schedule, I'm sure it'll come up with something, but it's not going to be exactly what your company needs. So
mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
think, I mean, I just think that, yeah,
So
having a
true.
foundation and then using it's a superpower, but you
Yeah,
need something to start with. You always need the body to give those superpowers too.
100%.
And yeah, and like what Eric said, like it's all about how you prompt it. I mean, he kept going back into that. It's like you lead the AI, but you have to also double check its work, right? You can't just take it as the gospel as whatever it spits out. But yeah, just the more information you could feed it, have it learn more about your business, the only the better it'll be.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think,
so
yeah,
true.
yeah, and I think even I'm the example in the town hall where Eric did have to go back and forth because it did do,
Hmm.
a few things incorrectly. So it's never going to be, you're never going to put something through AI and never check it again. That's one of the biggest things is you really, you're still, as he said, you're the expert. You are the one who knows your system, but AI is going to make you just that much faster. It's going to speed up your estimating, your schedule building, your dashboards, your insights. It's going to give you that, but you need to know your system, your processes, and the foundation that it's built on.
Yeah. All money. I mean, I just got off a sales call yesterday, and I think I was telling you guys about this, where we were talking about some of their estimating stuff and their templates, and then we started talking about AI, and he's like, well, is this going to be a threat to you guys and Better Boss, right? Like now that, AI can do X, Y, Z. I'm not even worried about it whatsoever. If anything, I'm excited about it, right? On the kickoff call right after that, we were talking about their estimating templates, their process, all these good things, and we're actually going to switch up that implementation a little bit, where we're going to have a process that can be rinse and repeat, that they can have them or an estimator do their estimates with what we set up plus Claude, and have a process to get something that is going to be consistent and be able to produce on a regular basis the results that you want in a very, very, very quick time frame, right? And so that's why it's so key where you're saying, Johnny's worked with me for a long time, and at the other company too. We'll spend tens of thousands of dollars on tech every single month, right? And on the automation, and we work our butt off, right? But it makes you a lean, mean fighting machine. So the best days I have with my buddy Claude, right? I'm locked in. I'm like, my mind is running. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh. And that AI is so smart. But when I don't know what to prompt it because I'm having a bad day, because I'm a little cloudy that day, whatever it is, I'm tired, it's not giving me good results, right? So there's no magic beans, no matter what. It's not us, it's not JobTread, it's not AI. So just keep that in mind. Stay super, super disciplined, right, in how you operate your business still. And then put this on top and just go to the moon.
It's another tool in the toolbox. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you'll get better with communicating with Claude or whatever AI that you use, and then vice versa, the AI will be better at learning your organization, and then the results are even better.
But you got to have a process, right? A process, then an AI process. But go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, you definitely need to know what you want it to actually help you with. Again, you can't just say build schedule. It's, hey, look at these. We like these schedules. Let's make sure that all of the tasks in them. But yeah, it really is. And one thing I will say is, as you're learning AI, you might say, hey, it's just going to be easier to do this manually. But it might be easier to do it it might be easier to do it manually that one time. But guess what? When you're doing 10,000 estimates from, each one of those manually is going to take so much longer than really taking the time to learn how to use AI in your system. Because it's a learning curve. It's just like every other tool that you need to do. You need to spend some time figuring out what works in your system for your processes. And it might get a little, discouraging. It might be a little, you send out, it gives you a schedule and it didn't upload correctly, whatever it may be. And then you just say, you know what, I'm just going to build it manually. Sure, you could do that, but you are losing out on just the power of the automation, where if you just took, another hour, another 2 hours of actually figuring out exactly how to make that schedule, then from there on out, you say, build me kitchen schedule, bang, you have the kitchen schedule. There's no more manual. So it might be a little bit of a learning curve hump where it's a little bit frustrating and it's not, but take the time, figure it out, and life will be better. Your processes will be smoother.
I want to put this on top of that. The best business leaders that ever existed, they're probably discouraged 70% of the time. Right. I think about like when we're trying to put a process together, right? You're trying to automate something. We're trying to, make it rinse, repeat, optimize, fast, all this kind of stuff. You're pouring time in it. You're pouring money in it. It's frustrating, right? It's taking you longer to do certain things. It absolutely sucks. But then when you're the best in the world or whatever you do, it's a great feeling, right? So it's okay to go through that, right? But to just realize, hey, I don't need that immediate gratification. Long term, this is going to be the biggest impact for me, my business, my family, you name it, right?
the view from the mountaintop is worth it. So to make
100%.
that hike, keep that journey. Don't turn around because it's getting hard. Because once you hit the top, your business is running smoothly. You are getting estimates out the minute you're done. Your insights are just that. You can ask it and it knows where to pull from what. But yeah, you have to build it. Just like any muscle, any tool, you have to learn it.
Amen to that. Now, as we kind of bring us to the close, it's Friday over here. People have to go get their beers. They need to go relax. I don't know if there's any sports on, but is there any like kind of specifics with JobTread? Thinking about the way we kind of utilize it, right? For people to kind of get their hands dirty and start to weave it into their processes. Any like specific things you would do for them?
Specifically, I guess just to start, now that you can download dashboards and you can put those directly into Claude, so it can see how This is just one of the many examples that are going to be possible once AI. And I said Claude, AI, whatever one you're going to use. We will suggest Claude. I know. But yeah,
All day.
once you've put the dashboards in there, it can then see how dashboards are built out, how those individual tiles, and then you say, okay, how can I get a budget versus an actual tile? And it can help you build that. The more it learns about how to build, dashboards, workflows, all of those types of things that do take a little bit of, okay, what triggers can actually be used to make these workflows. Once you can give it some examples and it can start to learn how JobTread and your company actually build these different items, then you can just ask it, hey, we want a workflow where a new lead comes in, we pull a task list and we send a message. Once it knows how to build that, you'll get that back with faster than you can go press plus new workflow.
Oh yeah, and 100%.
Yeah.
And I think one way, and then Tyler, I'll let you go. Like,
Yeah, you're good.
I'm just kind of expanding on what Johnny said there real quick. One thing you could do too is, if you download everything and you kind of organize it properly, by projects or however you kind of want to organize it, but you can download the dashboards. You can download, different reports. If you go to reports, the one that nobody uses, those are actually useful. You can download all those and upload those somewhere. The workflows, you can download those files, put those in, because that way it's just going to work with the formatting. And then also, with MCP, you can actually have it say, all right, go import it. Is it perfect every time? No, but if you have a good chat and it's going, it can actually go in there and import it, right? And then if it's seen any kind of issues, then it's going to know by the import rather than even to go download all that stuff, import it in, stuff like that, right? So, yeah, I love that.
And to kind of go, you said, is it perfect? No. And that's kind of a great thing to say. You always want to check. You never want to just import
100%.
and say, okay, cool, I've done that dashboard. You want to go into that dashboard and make sure that it did actually pull the right data from the right source and all that. You never want to import and move on. You always, no matter what it is, no matter if it's an email, if it's a schedule, if it's a to-do, whatever it is, even if you've done, 100 schedules or whatever, you always want to just double check to make sure that, the hallucinations are real. And even in a really well-trained Claude, they're still going to make a few mistakes because it only knows what it knows and it doesn't know what it doesn't. And so to make sure that's just going to be a constant. You always want to check, and it'll get an estimate out in a second. But you don't want to just send that. You want to then take a look and say, hey, let's just double check on this. And more often than not, it's pretty gosh darn close, but just something to always make sure. Yeah,
it's legit for sure, 100%. And it's funny while we're doing this, right? We know we have another computer running right now, and it's coding up some automations for me that I'm kind of working on right now, right? So it's absolutely incredible, yeah. And it's not always gonna be accurate. And this is my only worry is everybody wants magic beans in business. Business is so freaking hard, all right? So there is no magic beans. If there was magic beans, everybody would be a billionaire, with their own business, right? It just doesn't work that way. So keep your discipline, throw this on top, because the best are just throwing this on top. Tyler, what do you got?
No, yeah. So I was just going to piggyback off what John said. And I think the most important thing is just get your hands dirty, right? So just get your feet wet, jump in. You could always, nothing's set in stone, right? So like the beauty of it is just try one rendition, then maybe prompt it in a different way to try to get a similar dashboard, right? But really looking at the final product, making those tweaks, starting off even small, maybe a schedule, take a budget template that you already have
Start
built
small.
out, turn that into a schedule, right? Just get familiar with the process of prompting, reviewing, editing, optimizing. I mean, just going through that flow with everything. Soon you become confident, then you can use that throughout your whole organization.
Yeah, I love that.
Reps
dude.
in the gym.
That's it.
That's it, baby. Repetition, man. I mean, we get our reps in. We get about 1,000 reps a day of our AI. So, you
No,
got
yeah.
this. You got
Our
this,
guy's
man.
strong, but he can always get stronger, and we also
Always.
always,
Learn every day.
always check. Yep, it's
Hey.
learning every day.
Every day, man. Well, boys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. If you guys need help with any of this stuff or any of your job trade implementations, if you want to go hang out and grab a beer when you're out here in Denver, whatever it might be, go to better-boss.ai. You can schedule a free growth audit. We'd love to hang out and see if we can help you out with anything. So everybody have a fantastic weekend. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you next time.